Hello, it's very nice to see you again. And today I'm going to be sharing another legal business development concept, which is called a killer UVP. So this has a very dramatic kind of name, and let me explain what this is about. Now, if somebody asks you, why should we work with you? There are different ways that you could answer this. Let's imagine we're talking about your legal practice. If you answer in generic terms, saying the same things as your competitors, that's plain vanilla. So if you say we have highly talented lawyers, they're very qualified, they're nicely ranked in Legal 500 and chambers, they do timely work to the highest ethical standards, etc., well, that's cool, but that's exactly what your competitors are saying. That is plain vanilla. That is not a UVP. A UVP is the antonym of plain vanilla. A UVP is a unique value proposition. If you have something which really differentiates you, which makes you stand out, then that's going to be more likely to help convert a potential client into a client. Let's imagine you say, I have not only my legal diploma and my legal education, but in fact, I also worked in the pharmaceutical industry, and I have several pharma certifications. And if you have a lawyer who's working in the life science industry, that synergy of being both pharmaceutically qualified and experienced, as well as legally, that would give a very big competitive advantage compared to other plain vanilla generic lawyers who only have the legal qualification. That would be an example of a synergy UVP, which would not be plain vanilla. A different type of UVP would be if you show that you have a specific niche, you have a specific industry expertise. That can be very powerful for key decision makers if you show that you really know an industry. So we have two different ways of arguing when asked how should or whether someone should work with you. Plain vanilla arguments are not very good. UVPs, unique value propositions, are good. And then the best is the thing called a killer UVP. A killer UVP is very basically a super strong, very impressive value proposition. It's a good UVP. And when you say a killer UVP, the reaction from the potential client is going to be, wow, that's amazing. And then how? How can you do that? Tell me more. They're going to be interested. Let me give you an example. If someone says they are simply a tax lawyer, that might be a UVP compared to other lawyers in general, but compared to other tax lawyers, that's plain vanilla. Now, you could say, I'm a tax lawyer who has a focus on VAT payments. That would be a practice niche, so that might differentiate you from other tax lawyers. Okay, that might be a UVP. Now, let's imagine you can say, I'm a tax lawyer focused on VAT, and I help clients gain VAT refunds that many of them in the industry didn't realize they were entitled to. That could be a killer UVP, because when you say that to a potential client, I think they're going to be interested. They might think, ooh, perhaps you could help me get my VAT returned. Is that possible? So that would be an example of a killer UVP. Killer UVPs exist on the level of an individual and on a practice level as well. They're very strong competitive differentiators, and they can exist also in terms of a product or solution that you offer, if it's a very good one. Let me give you another example. If you say, we have an intellectual property practice, that's not going to be very exciting for most potential clients. They're going to think, intellectual property, who cares? Is that trademarks, patents, copyright, maybe some IP dispute? We don't need that. No, thank you. You could say, we have an intellectual property department, and one of the things that we help our clients do is monetize their IP assets. And a client is going to think, okay, I understand that our company has physical assets, and there are different ways to monetize that. And I can guess that we do have some intellectual property. And is it possible to monetize that? How would you do that? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about a franchise? Are you talking about a licensing? What's going on there? So, of course, it means that you need to be able to then explain and develop that concept that you've promised. That could be a killer UVP. Killer UVPs are something quite valuable and interesting for potential clients. It's not easy to come up with a killer UVP. It does take some kind of thought. Sometimes the killer UVP isn't purely in the legal area. It might also be in the area of legal and tax, legal and consulting. And in fact, if you have this kind of integrated solution, which isn't just purely legal, there's more chance that that will be of added value to the client through the synergies it presents. So this could be a good thing to offer. If you're interested in a list, a menu of different legal products and legal competitive advantages based on different practices, areas of expertise. This is something I've put together many times. I've got a lot of resources on this. You can drop me an email, jjmcveigh@nicodonia.com. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, reach me on my social media if you like. I'm always happy to talk. But let me end again by repeating those two questions to you. Why should I work with you? What can you offer me? You mustn't answer them in plain vanilla terms. If you can answer them with a unique value proposition, that's good. But what you need to aspire towards is a killer UVP or killer UVPs, several. Then your business development and your sales activities will be a lot more fun and you'll have much more success. You'll have higher conversion. Thank you.